Heyo everybody, it's Anime James here giving you another Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi Battle. So today I got pretty much an OU and UU team right here, but okay, this Wi-Fi battle I'm really failing at, and I'm kind of embarrassing myself with this one, but you know, let's just get this over with. And okay, so I decided to start off with my Crawdont, you know, getting rid of any possible getting rid of any possible Pokemon items. And so the guy sends out his Mimikyu, and you know, right off the bat, I just decide to sack off my Crawdont by getting rid of the what is it called, disguise ability. And so my opponent's gonna get my Mimikyu to use the Play Rough on it, and that's really going to knock down my Crawdont. So yeah, already in the battle, I sack off a Pokemon. And so I'm going to send out my Marty the Zebstrika. I recently just finished raising this thing, and you know, I go for the substitution jutsu, and you know, I'm trying to activate my Lychee Berry, but this is where I completely fail, because Lychee Berry, like any kind of berry, doesn't activate when you use, well, like stat boosting berries don't really activate when you use substitution. Either that, or it waits till I go down like a lower health. But you know, I'm gonna get the Flame Charge off to try and boost my speed up, so I could get ready for the next opponent, for the next Pokemon. And my opponent's going to go for the Shadow Claw, getting rid of my substitution ninjutsu again. And, you know, at this point, I'm like wondering, why hasn't my Lychee Berry activated? And, you know, so I'm going to keep using the substitute till it does activate. And, you know, I'm like right at the lowest point of my Zebstrika's HP. And, you know, this is where my Marty is going to go down. So I'm going to go for the Wild Charge for one last hurrah to see if I can try and get rid of this Mimikyu, but it lives with just a little bit of, which is a slim of HP. And so now my Lychee Berry activates, and I'm like, are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? And so my Marty is going to go down to the Play Rough, and so here I decided to send out my Gliscor. It's this now. I'm really proud of this Gliscor moveset. It has Earthquake, Acrobatics, Fling, and Swords Dance, and it holds the Toxic Orb, and it has an Adamant Nature. So I'm going to get the Swords Dance off to try and increase my Gliscor's attack while activating the Toxic Orb, so I could get the Poison Heal off. And my opponent's going for the Play Rough again. That's not really going to do much, because my that's going to take like a chunk of HP off my Gliscor. I EV trained him in defense, and so I'm going to get the Earthquake off, getting rid of this Mimikyu. And so I'm going to get the Poison Heal off, and now my opponent is going to send out his Primarina. And, you know, I'm pretty sure my Gliscor isn't going to survive this, even though with all the special defense EVs. I mean, Primarina is really OP, to be honest. Like, so I decided to send out my Slurpuff, and he's gonna get the Hydro Pump off, and that's gonna activate my Citrus Berry. And I'm like, no, my Belly Drum strategy. Oh man. And so I'm gonna go for the Play Rough, try and get this Primarina's HP down. And now he goes for the Ice Beam, and guess what? My Slurpuff frickin' gets frozen, and if that's not enough, it's a critical hit. Like, why am I having such bad luck with Pokemon Sun right now? Seriously. I don't even know why I'm having this kind of bad luck. Like, what? What did I deserve? What did I deserve for this? What am I deserving for this? So my Slurpuff is going to go down, and I decided to send out my King Keaton. Mega Beedrills, Mega Evolution, it just reminds me a lot of Keaton's Gundam from Gurren Lagann. And, you know, if you follow my Instagram and you look at my profile pic, you can tell that I am a huge fan of Gurren Lagann. I mean, I have the glasses, and, you know, on my Instagram. I recently just made a Gurren Lagann inspired profile pic. So yeah, I'm gonna use the poison jab. He's gonna send out his Lycanroc, but that's not really gonna matter because my King Keaton is gonna use his Giga Drill Breaker, and that's gonna take down the Lycanroc. And now my opponent is going to send out his Incineroar. I'm gonna go for another Giga Drill Breaker, and my opponent's Incineroar is gonna actually go for his Z move, like right after this Giga Drill Breaker. And so now my King Keaton's gonna go down because he, and you know, it's pretty much just like the final arc of Gurren Lagann now. So I'm gonna send out my Scrafty, and I'm gonna go for the Fake Out, getting rid of this thing's HP a little bit. So now, and now I'm gonna go for a Drain Punch, because I wasn't sure if this thing had like Cross Chop or anything on it, because you know, that would really hurt my Scrafty. That's going to get a Moxie boost off. And now my opponent's going to send out his Galissopod. And, you know, I'm not really sure what this thing holds. So I decided to switch out my Scrafty to my Gliscor. I don't know why I did that. I should have saved my Gliscor for the Decidueye. So my opponent's going to go for a Poison Jab. That's not really going to do much because my Gliscor is stronger against poison types, and so now I'm gonna get the poison heal off. So I'm setting up for my acrobatics. I'm gonna fling my Toxic Orb at this Galissopod, so I can activate, so I could boost up my acrobatics, and also get the poison on him. But he goes for the liquidation, and now my Gliscor is gonna go down. Wow. So yeah, I guess I probably should have saved my Gliscor for the Decidueye. And so now I'm going to send out my Scrafty, and you know, I'm going to try and you know, I'm going to set up a couple of Dragon Dances to try. Well, first I'm going to go for a Fake Out to knock down this thing's HP a little bit. So I'm going to go for a Dragon Dance to try and boost up my physical attack and speed, so I could try and one-hit kill this thing. And so I'm going to go for the Dragon Dance, boosting my stats up, and the Galissopod goes for the Leech Life, restoring a little bit of its HP, and so my Scrafty is going to get a little HP back thanks to the leftovers, and that's a lot of HP that he just brought back to himself. And so I'm going to go for one more Dragon Dance to try and boost up my physical attack so I could try and one-hit kill this thing. But it goes for the Poison Jab, and now my Scrafty gets poisoned. And, you know, I've just been having, like, the worst luck on Pokemon Sun right now. I mean, I'm doing good on Pokemon Moon, but why not Pokemon Sun? So I'm going to get the leftovers off, going to try and restore a little bit of HP, but it's not really going to matter because, you know, Scrafty being my last Pokemon, he's gonna lose a lot of HP, and the Galissopod's emergency exit is gonna activate, sending out the Decidueye. And I'm gonna go for like an Iron Head to try and flinch this thing, and it does get flinched. So that means I'm gonna get like the extra Moxie off. So I'm gonna go for another Iron Head, completely taking this Decidueye out. Speaking of Decidueye, who else is excited to play as Decidueye in Pokken Tournament DX? I know I am. Okay, so I'm going to go for like an Iron Head to get rid of this Decidueye. And I'm going to get the Moxie boost, which is boosting my physical attack up to like 2.2.5. I'm going to restore a little bit of leftovers, but it's not really going to matter because the poison's going to get me. And my opponent sends out his Galissopod, and I'm gonna go for a Drain Punch to try and restore my so I could get the stab off, but it survives with a little slim of HP left. Like, are you kidding me? So now it's gonna go for the leech life, and my Scrappy's gonna survive and get a little HP back with the leftovers, but it's not gonna matter because now it's gonna go down to the poison. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with my Pokemon Sun gameplay. Uh, I don't know. I'm gonna try and see if I could get better because I really wanna get back to Pokemon Sun and try and get some victories. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed that anyway. Show me some love by hitting the like button, and if you subscribe to my channel, that would help me out a bunch. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope to see you all next time. Later!